back. So, I think that you guys have been requesting this video since my very first tutorial. Better late than never. Today we are going to talk about my top brushes. If you have watched any of my videos, you will know that I am a brush fanatic. Let's say I own a lot of brushes, and I'm not sorry. I love brushes. Some of the brushes that I'm going to mention today are pricey and some can only be purchased online. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. This is what I genuinely use and love. You guys would want me to be honest, right? To make your life a little bit easier, I will list all of the stockists and the reviews in the description box, so check that out. Today let's do face, lip and brow brushes, and in the next video we can chat about eye brushes. Let's start with what is perhaps my favorite brush in my entire collection. It is the SUQQU cheek brush. The softest brush known to man. I have used this for everything short of brushing my teeth. So powder, contour, blush, highlight, bronzer, you name it. If you are very pale and you find that products tend to read quite strong or garish on you, you need this brush. If you feel as though your blush or your bronzer is never as even or as blended as you would like, you need this brush. If you own a lot of really pigmented blushes or bronzers, you need this brush. Obviously, I'm using the word need tongue-in-cheek here because obviously no one needs a face brush, but I think you catch my drift. So just between you and me, maybe, possibly, kind of, I purchased a second one. The Chikuhodo Z4. This is similar in function to the SUQQU cheek, but it is a bit larger and it's quite a bit denser. Another do-it-all brush. I tend to reserve this one for moderately pigmented face products, whereas the SUQQU I tend to reserve for Guerlain bronzers, red blushes and that sort of thing. The quality of the Chikuhodo Z series I think is very comparable to the SUQQU, and they're quite a bit cheaper. Now I purchased all of my Chikuhodo in Japan, and until quite recently they were impossible to pin down. I recently found out that Beautylish is now stocking Chikuhodo on their site, so high five Beautylish, that is so forward of you guys and I'm really excited and impressed. The Hakuhodo B505. This is another great multi-purpose brush. You can use it for bronzing the perimeters of your face, for dabbing blush onto the apples of the cheek. You could even use it for contouring if you take that tapered edge. It looks like a bigger brush, but it's still very directional, so you get that precision where you need it. For highlight, I absolutely love the Chikuhodo Z2 highlight brush. This has a candlestick shape and it's great for precise placement of highlight on the tops of the cheekbones, down the nose, on the cupid's bow, even under the brow. I find that this brush really amps up the reflectiveness of any highlighter and it's beautifully soft. My favorite contour brush, I just cannot shut up about this brush and I'm sure you guys are bored of me by now, but the Rae Morris Ultimate Cheekbone. You place the contour on the shorter bristles and essentially you just swipe inwards underneath the cheekbone. It does all the blending for you, gives you amazing chiseled killer cheekbones, and I absolutely love it. Rae did recently revamp her line, so the new brush doesn't look exactly like this, but from what I understand, they are the same brush. When I go to IMAT Sydney this year, I will pick up the new brush because I could do with a second. For liquid foundation, I absolutely love the Real Techniques buffing brush and the Real Techniques contour brush. These are both great synthetic options that won't soak up all of your liquid foundation. Now, in particular, I think that Real Techniques brushes are so robust, so you don't need to be ultra careful when you're washing them, and for that reason, they are absolute workhorses for me. I think that the contour brush is such an amazing multi-purpose brush. I've used this for cream contour, for cream blush, for liquid highlight, for foundation, for powder. I just absolutely love this brush and I think it might be my favorite in the entire line. Of course, the Beauty Blender. This tool really shines when paired with thick, heavy coverage foundations because it keeps the base looking very skin-like. This is also my #1 recommendation for beginners. You simply wet it and bounce it on your face. It is so easy, absolutely foolproof, and you just can't get it wrong. For spot concealing, this absolutely breaks my heart. It's the Chanel No. 24, which is actually a discontinued brush. It's so fine and tapered that you can place concealer exactly on a spot, but the beauty about this brush is it's also very soft, so with a little scribble, your concealer is blended to perfection. If anyone knows of a dupe of this brush, please let me know. If you own this brush and maybe you don't really like it, I would be willing to take it off your hands. Let's talk about lip brushes. I tend to prefer square lip brushes because I find them great at really carving out a defined cupid's bow. The two that I really love are the Hakuhodo unnamed and the Chikuhodo equally unnamed. That is infuriating. Essentially any square lip brush. I do find that these are awesome because they remain very slick and they don't fray around the edges, so love those. And let's add some brow brushes. So I don't frequently use brow brushes because I'm quite partial to brow pens, but here are 3 great options. The Hakuhodo J163H is a great dense angled brush, probably my favorite in the Hakuhodo line. The little mini SUQQU brush that comes with the brow palette is amazing. I love it when the included implement actually works. And of course, the Benefit Hard Angle Brush. I received a little mini in a Browsings palette, but I think that you can buy these separately in full size. So all 3 are quite small and stiff and tapered, so really great for achieving precision if you have slightly short and stumpy brows like myself. I'm going to stop it right there because I'm trying to be really brutal with my brush picks, otherwise I could be here chatting to you all day. Since it's a brush sort of day, I thought I would pick a fitting YouTuber of the week. It is Rae Morris. She is Australia's best makeup artist and also the pioneer behind the Rae Morris brush collection. Now she actually has a YouTube channel and it's freaking awesome. In particular, she has a tutorial for hooded eyelids and it's just unlike anything that we've seen on YouTube. So I'll link it somewhere here. Go check that out. Even if you don't have hooded lids, there is just a wealth of knowledge there. Leave her a comment, tell her that I sent you. I hope you all have a wonderful day and I will speak to you very soon. Bye bye.